Hello and welcome to this session. Now I am going to explain second normal form. As you all know that normalization is a scientific process in which we reduce the redundancy and remove the various anomalies. I have already explained first normal form, and in first normal form a table or relation is said to be in first normal form if and only if all the underlying domains contain atomic and single value. By default, all the tables which we create through SQL are in first normal form. Now, what do you mean by second normal form? A relation R is said to be in second normal form if and only if it is in first normal form. And each non-key attribute of R can be determined only by full candidate keys of R. Non-key attribute should not be dependent on the part of candidate key, or we can say that there should not be any partial FD in R. If there is no partial FD in R, then that relation or table is in second normal form. As you all know that what is the meaning of partial FD? This refers to a situation when a non-key attribute A belongs to R can be determined by a proper subset of candidate key of R. If part of candidate key determine the non-key attributes, then we will say that there exists a partial functional dependency. If non-key attributes can be determined only by the candidate key, this is called full FD. So in second normal form, all the non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on candidate key or super key. This is the definition of the second normal form. Now let us consider a table supplier part. Okay. In this table, there are attributes supplier number, supplier name, supplier city, status of the city, part number, part name, price of the part, and quantity of the part being supplied. We keep all the attributes in a single table. That table is called SP, supplier part table. Here S number is a unique for each supplier. Part number is unique for each part, and status depends on the city. Domains of all the attributes are atomic. So we can say that SP table or relation is at least in first normal form. Now we will check whether SP is in second normal form or not. So on that relation, these are the various functional dependency. These functional dependencies hold on SP table. First functional dependency is S number determines S name, S city. Second functional dependency, part number determines part name, price. And third FD, supplier city determines status. Or status is dependent on S city. And candidate key of this table is S number, P number. S number, P number. Combination of these attributes acts as primary key or candidate key. And here S number and P number determines quantities. So these are the FDs. Now you have to check whether SP is in second normal form or not. According to the definition of the second normal form, all the non-key attributes should be fully functional dependent on candidate key. Here, candidate key is S number, P number, and only one candidate key on this table. So key attributes are S number, P number, and non-key attributes S name, S city, status, P name, price, quantity. Okay. See here, non-key attributes are dependent on the part of candidate key. So S number determines S name, S city is the example of partial functional dependency. And P number determines P name, price, and P name and price both are non-key attributes, and these attributes are dependent on the part of the candidate key, and this is not allowed in the second normal form. So you can say that SP is not in the second normal form. Then we will decompose this complex table into the simple and well structured table with respect to these partial FD. Now see next slide. So here we store informations in this table, and see here there are a lot of redundancy in this table. Why? Because supplier S1 if supply two part P1, P2. So here there are two times informations of the supplier. If supplier supplies n parts, then repetition of supplier information n times. So here a lot of repetition. So this table is full of redundancy. For reducing this redundancy, we have to decompose this whole table into simple, well-structured table. Okay. Now see here. There are various anomalies also exist in these tables. Insertion anomalies. Information of new supplier cannot be inserted till this he or she supplies at least one part. Suppose we want to insert information of a supplier, but at present supplier is not supplying any part, so we will not able to store the information of that supplier. Why? Because S number and P number acts as candidate key. So here null is not allowed. Similarly, if you want to store any information related to part which is not being supplied by any supplier, we will be not able to insert that informations. Information about the status of a city cannot be inserted. Suppose here status of Lucknow is 10, and suppose we want to store the status of Muradabad, but in Muradabad there is no supplier, so we will not able to store the status of that city. These are called insertion anomalies. Okay. Now deletion anomalies. Suppose there is only one supplier who is supplying only one part. Okay. When supply is completed and corresponding tuple, if we want to delete, we will lose the information related to supplier. If there is a part being supplied by only one supplier, and if we delete that tuple, then we will lose the information of the part. If there is a city in which there is no supplier or only one supplier, and if we want to delete the record related to that supplier, we will lose the information about the status of that city. This is called delete anomalies. And suppose a supplier is supplying n parts, then supplier information like S name, S city, status will be repeated n times. If any update operation of the S city status, it will be involve update of n tuples, and this slows the updation process, and we will lose database consistency. If a part is being supplied by n suppliers, its information like part name and price will be repeated n times. If we update any information related to price, we have to update that price at n place. Otherwise, consistency will not be maintained. If a city has n suppliers and each supplier is supplying multiple parts, then status of the city be repeated in many tuples. And if we want to update the status of the city, then you have to update status of the city at n places. So this is called update anomalies. So as you all know that SP table is not in the second normal form. So there are a lot of redundancy and various anomalies. Now, if we decompose SP table with respect to this anomalies, S number, S name, city, status. Why? Because S number determines S city and S city determines status. So S number determine status transitively. So we can group all these attributes in one table, and that table is called SP1. So SP table is divided into two tables, SP1 and SP2, and we will keep S number, S name, S city, status in one table, and S number, P name, price, quantity in another table. So functional dependency, S number determines S name, S city, and S city determines status are with this table, and rest of the functional dependencies, P number determines P name, price, and S number, P number determines quantity are with this SP2 table. Now see, in SP1 table, now S number is a candidate key. So there is no partial functional dependency in SP1. But in SP2, candidate key is S number, P number, and here P number determines P name and price. So still exists partial dependency in SP2. So we can say that SP1 is at least in second normal form, but SP2 has partial FD. P number determines P name, price. Therefore, SP2 is still in first normal form. Now we have to again decompose SP2 into SP21 and SP22. And is SP21 we will keep P number, P name, price, and SP22 we will keep S number, P number, quantity. Primary key of SP21 is P number, and primary key of SP22 is S number, P number. So here there is no partial FD. We can say that now SP22 is at least in second normal form, and SP21 is also in second normal form. In this way, all the tables are in second normal form. Here see, first we define, we decompose SP into SP1 and SP2. Here this table SP1 is in second normal form, but SP2 is not in the second normal form. So again we will split SP2 into SP21 and SP22, and now all the tables or relations are at least in second normal form. Why I am saying at least in the second normal form? Because maybe these tables is in third normal form. Why? Because I am not checking the constant of third normal form. So at least all these three relations, sub-relations are at least in second normal form. Now see, redundancy removed. Now all the supplier informations we will keep in SP1, and all the information related to part we will keep in SP22, and supplier and part informations, which supplier supply which part and in what quantity, we will keep in this table, shipment table. So this is the supplier table, this is the part table, and this is the shipment table. So if we will delete any tuple from the SP1 table, then we will not lose the informations related to part. Suppose we want to store the informations related to supplier which is currently not supplying any part, then we will easily insert that information in the supplier table. And suppose we want to store the information related to part which is not being supplied by any supplier, we can easily insert that information into the SP22 table. In this way, we remove insertion, deletion, updation anomalies through decomposition. So here see, removal of anomalies after the decomposition. Information of new supplier can now be inserted into SP1 even when the supplier is not supplying any part. Information of a part can now be inserted into SP21 table even when the part is not being supplied by any supplier. When a supply is completed, the corresponding tuple is deleted from SP22. With that, we don't lose information of corresponding supplier and part. Information about a supplier is represented only in one tuple in SP1. There is no repetition of the information, no repetition of the supplier informations. Why? Because good design principle is we should keep one fact at one place. Some way information of the part is represented only in one tuple in SP21. So after decomposition, we remove the anomalies. And as you know that through normalization, we reduce the redundancy and remove the various anomalies. But anomalies still remain after decomposition up to second normal form. See here, SCT and status. These attributes are in SP1, and suppose in Ghaziabad there are two suppliers. So repetition of this informations. Status of Ghaziabad is at 2 place. If in a city there are 20 suppliers, then repetition of this information 20 times. Why these repetitions occur in this table? Because there is a transitive dependency. So if we decompose this table further, then we will remove these anomalies. So anomalies still remain after decomposition up to second normal form. And industry people generally normalize relation or table up to third normal form. If we decompose this relation up to third normal form, then these anomalies will be removed.